Member for Brampton North.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It gives me great honor and pleasure to talk about Budget 2017, as this is our government's next ambitious step towards investments that will create jobs, grow our economy, and provide more opportunities for the middle class and those working hard to join it. Budget 2017 is focused on fairness for families, workers, taxpayers. It's critical that we continue to invest in affordable housing, infrastructure, high-skilled job training, and the economy as a whole. Particularly, Budget 2017 brings a lot of good news for my riding of Brampton North and the city of Brampton itself. Mr. Speaker, I can't tell you the amount of messages I got from many of my friends that are all at a similar age to mine, having young families and having families on the way, that were really excited to hear about the maternity leave plan. They were excited to know that they can claim up to 12 weeks now before their due date, and that is up from the current 8 weeks. This provides a lot of flexibility, Mr. Speaker, for a lot of women that may work in dangerous jobs, that may have different health conditions, that need to take time off before their due date. And it also provides, Budget 2017 also provides an extended leave beyond the 12-month parental leave. This provides a lot of families with flexibility. Now you can claim up to 18 months with job security. I know that the overall amount is not different, but that is because we need to factor in many things. We need to factor in how this affects medium to small businesses. And we also need to provide our families with the capability of being able to stay at home with a loved one. So I think in Budget 2017, we were able to reach a good, comfortable position where families can take the advantage of the extra time before childcare costs, when childcare costs are very high before 18 months. But after 18 months, they can have that job security and go back to work and go back to growing our economy. And also, I've been hearing, as co-chair for the Entrepreneur Caucus, I've been hearing from a lot of businesses that they were worried at first, but now they are relieved that they will be able to provide their workers with leave and be able to secure good workers and allow them to have leave without it costing them a whole lot more. So I commend Budget 2017 for taking those steps, because it really is helping parents who are in the workforce, and they need to also have families. We don't have to sacrifice family for work. There are many other changes that came in Budget 2017, and tax fairness is one of them, Mr. Speaker. Our government has continued to improve tax fairness for Canadian families by closing loopholes and eliminating measures that disproportionately favour the wealthy, and cracking down on tax evasion so that every Canadian has a real and fair chance at success. The government's plan in Budget 2017 is to close tax loopholes that result in unfair tax advantages at the expense of others. They've also invested $524 million to support the CRA in its continued efforts to crack down on tax cheats. They've taken steps towards eliminating tax measures that disproportionately benefit the wealthy. And let me tell you, Mr. Speaker, I have had many taxi drivers in my riding come to my office and show their appreciation for the tax on the ride-sharing program. Like, I know that it may be unpopular, but tax fairness is what we're talking about. If taxi drivers have to pay HST to the government, well, so should Uber drivers. It is only fair that those that provide equal services pay their fair share. And I'm very pleased to say that a big group of these taxi drivers will be coming tomorrow for the budget vote, a group of 40 to 50 people who want to show the government their support, because finally, Mr. Speaker, someone has listened to them. Someone has looked at our tax regulations and figured out that there were those that were evading taxes that shouldn't have been. So I applaud Budget 2017 for doing that. Now, EI caregiver benefits. That's another wonderful thing that Budget 2017 has given to Canadians. They're providing up to 15 weeks to individuals to provide care for adult family members who require significant support that are recovering from critical illnesses or an injury. Now, how this is different from what was previously provided, is that previously you had to have a family member, you had to have a medical note from a doctor stating that a family member was near death, at the near-death stage. Now, in many cultural communities and in many places, it's very difficult for a family member to declare that their family is in a near-death situation, even if there are a lot of superstitions around doing so. So I think Budget 2017 has struck the right chord again by allowing family members who are in critical illness or have an injury. So it once again allows families a flexibility. And sorry, Mr. Speaker, I forgot to mention at the beginning of my speech that I'll be splitting my time with the member from St. Leonard's and St. Michel. As I was saying, more flexibility for families. So parents of critically ill children will also continue to have access of up to 35 weeks of benefits with added flexibility for other family members as well. This is fantastic news because, after all, this is what our government is about. It is about supporting families and supporting while growing our economy. Budget 2017, Mr. Speaker, I'm very excited about this because Brampton will soon have a university, and this will help our city greatly. $741 million for investments to accelerate infrastructure projects for universities and colleges through the Post-Secondary Institutions Strategic Investment Fund. This is a key tool for my city of Brampton, Mr. Speaker, as we're looking to expand Ryerson into our city and for all of those opportunities for young people in the city of Brampton. We have a very young, vibrant community. The average age is 34.5. We have a very smart workforce in Brampton, and this university is going to allow us to develop our innovation. There's going to be a lot more businesses brought into our city because of this, and this funding will also help that university to progress. Mr. Speaker, Budget 2017 also provides health care relief that's been long overdue in my riding of Brampton North. I can't tell you the number of conversations I've had with people that are seeking mental health support. Mental health is a serious issue in Canada today. Mental health has been underfunded for years and years, and I know that our provinces, understand the need for mental illness funding, but did not always have the means to fund in that area. So, over $6 billion over 10 years will be provided to home care, and then over $5 billion in 10 years will be provided specifically to mental health. And let me tell you, we've been underserved in Brampton for a very long time. We have a population of 600,000, but we have very few support workers in this area, and Budget 2017 will give us the relief we need in that area. Also, Mr. Speaker, I'm very excited to tell you that Budget 2017 has also made announcements in AI, artificial intelligence. We had the Prime Minister in our city of Brampton just recently making AI announcements. These are jobs of the future, and they're jobs of today. We are allowing current companies and manufacturers to advance their skills, advance their technologies, be a leader in the world, and also provide the types of jobs that our youth are craving for, provide those future opportunities that they need. I'm also very happy to announce that today, the Minister of Immigration and Citizenship and the Minister of Employment and Workforce Development and Labour are also in Brampton to announce that There'll be a lot of help provided by Budget 2017 to internationally trained newcomers in Canada who often face challenges, Mr. Speaker, in getting their credentials recognized so that they can find work. I have many people come to my office all the time, and they're working labor jobs, and we're losing those skills. We're losing the skills that we can use here in Canada, and we could benefit from them. So thank you for this opportunity, Mr. Speaker, to highlight some of the key issues for my city and how Budget 2017 is going to improve the lives of Canadians and Bramptonians. Thank you.
Questions and comments. The honourable member